So we're going to write a quadratic form in standard form, which standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c, and it equals to 0. So we have an a, we have a b, we have a c. None of them can be fractions, and they correspond. So we need to write a quadratic equation in standard form, and we know the answers are these two. So if we know the answers are negative 1/2 and 6, we subtract those two to create, so x minus negative 1/3, and then x minus 6. So those are what's called the roots. With the roots now, we can do the FOIL method, FOIL, to be able to multiply them through. So this is really x plus 1/3, and I'm going to multiply that by x minus 6 by doing FOIL, x times x, so I get x squared. X times negative 6 is minus 6x. 1/3 times x is 1/3 x. And then 1/3 times negative 6 would be a minus 2. Now, what we can do at this point is we can multiply everything by 3, and this will all equal 0. If we multiply everything by 3, we get rid of the fraction. So this would become a 3x squared minus 18x plus 1x, because the 3 is gone. And this would be a minus 6 equals 0. All we have to do now is combine our like terms, and we have it in standard form. These two are like terms, so I have my 3x squared. Negative 18 plus 1 will be a minus 17x minus 6 equals 0. So our answer is 3x squared minus 17x minus 6, because it's in standard form. We have our x squared, our x, our c, no fractions, and it equals 0. Now, what we can also do is factor our quadratic formula and get our answers, so we can go the opposite. So now if we know our answers, we can create an equation like we did here, but if we don't know our answers, we can go from our equation into our answer form. So if I factor this using what's called the greatest common factor, that means what's the common between these two factors, which 8 goes into both of them, and x, I can then factor that out. 8x factored out of 16x squared is 2x, and 8x factored out of x, and factored means division, I get 1, and so I get that equal to 0. So now I have two roots that I could set equal to 0 and solve. So I can go 8x equals 0 and solve that one, and I have 2x plus 1 equals 0. So each of the roots, this is a root and this is a root, equal to 0 and solve. Well, this answer is x equals 0. So there's my first root, our answer. And then I can solve this one by minus 1. So 2x equals negative 1, divide by 2, divide by 2. So x equals a negative 1/2. So we found our two answers when we have our quadratic equation. In the very first example, we had our answers, our roots, and we changed into an equation. We could do the same thing with this problem and get our equation if we wanted to.